So how can you buy a product on the Facebook Marketplace? That is one of the most common questions that I get. So what I want you to have a look at first of all is just one product. So if you have your computer ready right now, just simply go on a product and then click on Message Seller. So down here, there are already some pre-created questions. These are, for instance, I'm interested in this item. Is this still available? What condition is this item in? And then do you deliver? So why should you first of all, send one of those right here? Well, for instance, because you want to just simply make sure that the item, let's say, is in a good condition, or that you don't have to pick it up or something like that, that this person can actually send it via the post. So the one thing that we have to make sure here is that we first of all get the best deal. So let's say this one right here, $1,800. I say, well, that's too much money for me. Then I'm telling him, all right, I want to buy this product, but I'm gonna give him $1,200. And the other person might say, well, that's not enough. I would like to have a little bit more because I bought it for, let's say, $2,500 or something like that. Please give me $1,700. And then, of course, you can play around with it a little bit, but in the end, you have to pay some price. So how are you going to do that? Well, here on the Facebook Marketplace, there is no official payment system. So what you need to do is pay through the system that the other person uses. So for instance, if that person says, well, please send me the money over, let's say, PayPal, then of course you have to do that. Or you can say, all right, I'm going to send it somehow, like let's say via Stripe or something like that. But the main, let's say, payment platform that is being used here on Facebook Marketplace is definitely PayPal. So most of the time, people are going to provide you a PayPal link, and then you have to send the money first, or at least like a certain amount of the money, and then afterwards the product is being sent. So for instance, in this case now, in iMac, probably people will say, okay, please send me, let's say, $1,000 first, and then I'm going to ship the product, and then you have to pay the rest. Or they, assume that you're going to pay $1,800 and then afterwards you're going to receive the product. But most of the time it is that the product comes after you pay. So you need to pay first and then you get the product, as it is on Amazon or as it is on eBay. But in this case now, it's a little bit tricky because people don't really trust this kind of system yet. And believe me, in the future, Facebook is going to come up with their own payment system. And then the game is real. Because right now, they only have a marketplace. But then they have basically Amazon and PayPal at the same time, but with an audience of around 2.1 billion people. So at that point, this is going to be crazy. This is definitely going to be crazy. There are going to be millions, perhaps billions of products on this platform, and then there are going to be billions in sales. And that's why when you offer the products right now, this is such a huge opportunity for you. So going back to buying a product, it is just simply like that. You have to pay a price via, for instance, PayPal, via, for instance, Stripe. So then, of course, there's no way how you really can get this product back. So if you sell products here on this platform, I can only give you the recommendation to rather sell cheap products. Why? Well, of course, for bigger products for more expensive products, there might be like a higher profit margin. That, for instance, you make, let's say, $1,000 in profit, but free or very, let's say, very cheap products, they sell perhaps much more often and people are much more likely to actually buy them. Now, what do I think is the limit for a product, for the price of a product? I think the limit is actually for most people not very high. I think the limit is around, let's say, $80, $90, $100 for a product that they buy here on this platform. Of course, depending on what kind, let's say, of products they want to buy. So for instance, if I'm looking for a computer, then of course I'm probably willing to pay more than $100. But most of the time, people are looking for cheaper products for a good deal that probably they don't get on any other platform. That's why it makes sense to actually sell products here on this platform, which perhaps are not super expensive. So my advice to you is, first of all, get to know your buyers, make sure that the buyers that you work with have the payment platform or have an account on that payment platform that you're using, for instance, PayPal or Stripe, and then try to generate as many sales as possible. So right now, there's again no payment system that Facebook has. So you need to, for instance, create a PayPal link, a so-called PayPal Me link, or for instance on Stripe, you need to create a link of which people can pay you. Then through that, of course, it is very easy to sell products, and also it's quite easy to manage your PayPal account, to manage all of the sales. All right, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see each other in the next one.